It has been a strange week in comic books. We end up getting the Marvel Comics Solicitations days later than I anticipated. I thought we would get it Thursday or Friday, but it's here this week. It's time to talk about Marvel's March 2022 Solicitations. Now, you may have seen this video on the channel within the last few days where Joe Corallo, comic writer and editor, talked about the easiest way you could make a comic book character unimportant nowadays is to mantle swap. There's so many of the same characters, it's not even funny, and they're constantly, they're not even swapping mantles. They're just putting new names into the same character names, and it's beyond ridiculous. And Marvel really are taking it to another level. Think about this. This is the number of characters that are going to be swapped out that I even know of. There's probably going to be some that I forgot or I didn't even know were going to happen. But think about this. We got the series Captain Carter. We're replacing Steve Rodgers. In Carnage, we're replacing Cletus Cassidy. In Strange, we're replacing Stephen Strange. In What If, Miles Morales, he's replacing Steve Rogers. In Iron Fist, they're replacing Danny Rand. In Gwenverse, according to the cover, she's replacing Thor. Spider-Man Beyond, we've already had Peter Parker replaced by Ben Reilly. He used to be Scarlet Spider, but now he's Spider-Man again. In Venom, Eddie Brock has been replaced by his son Dylan. Devil's Raid, Matt Murdock has been replaced by Elektra, and in Avengers Forever, it appears that Thor has been replaced by his 3 granddaughters. That is a lot of mantle swaps. Why do they keep going back to this well? Sure, I'll give them this. Initially, it generates interest. Oh, there's a new Thor. Oh, there's a new Strange or whatever. But then as soon as they get there, the new character never lives up to the original. The interest dies off. I mean, how many times without absolutely killing a character off and people thinking they were never going to return has these things ever even really taken and been popular? Miles Morales should be more popular if he wasn't saddled with the name of Spider-Man. Please, you got to stop going to this gimmick. That is a lot of mantle swaps. And think about this. You know, I wasn't going out of my way to prove this point, but if you look at every single character that's been swapped in there, they are a straight, white, male superhero. Now, a couple of them were replaced by other straight, white, male superheroes, but you get my point. You could only change out these characters if they're straight, white, and male, apparently. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 examples at least in March 2022. You can't make this stuff up. And this is as good of, an exclamation point on the video that I did a couple days ago as I can get. Now let's look at March 2022 by the numbers. They are going to have 2 events that I could see. Devil's Reign, which is going to have 7 comic books, and Reckoning War, which is going to have 3 issues, spanning between 2 issues of Fantastic Four, and there's another comic in there. It's a day and slot event. I'm not going to get into it. There are going to be 71 comic books total released, and 17, this is a big number, 17 big number 1 issues. 24% of all Marvel comics in March 2022 are going to be number 1 issues. Likely uppriced. It's ridiculous. It's the Marvel strategy. We did see that DC is going to have 20% in March 2022, but that was an anomaly. That was like, whoa. Normally DC is in between like 5 and maybe 10. So that was a big spike. For Marvel, this is the same. 1 in every 4 comic book is a number 1 issue. I wonder why there's no staying power on any of these series, or there's no one that believes when Marvel releases something that it's got legs, that they're going to be in for the long haul on something important, because they continuously undercut their own creators, their own characters by rebooting, putting out number one issues. Literally, Marvel cannot get out of their own way. And that's what I got to say about that. So that is the big lesson. Lots and lots of mantle swaps going on in March 2022. And those are the numbers. I am your host, Wes. If you haven't been to Thinking Critical YouTube before, I do lots of comic news. I do lots of comic reviews, opinions. If you like that sort of thing, think about subscribing. I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button to support the channel, let people know that we're having a good video here. Before I continue, I do want to point out that we have these wonderful variant covers from my friends over at Comics Elite. We've got a 10 Lives of Wolverine number 1 from Marco Turini, a 10 Deaths of Wolverine number 1 from Ryan Brown, and a Hulk number 3 from Marco Turini. These are each $14.99 with trade dress. If you want the virgin covers, they're going to be $29.99 each. These obviously are limited, and you can get discounts with sets that are available. There's a link in the video description to Comics Elite. If you're interested in these covers, they obviously look brilliant. These are just the ones with the trade dress. The virgin covers look even better. So if you're interested, go check that out. And now let's get back with the solicitations. Now let's get into the solicitations themselves. We're starting off with Immortal X-Men #1. This is the big Kieran Gillen season series. This is going to depress the hell out of Doc seeing Mr. Sinister. There's few things that have upset Doc more than Kieran Gillen destroying Mr. Sinister. This is going to be Kieran Gillen, Lucas Wernick, covered by Mark Brooks. Have you noticed that Mark Brooks lost his mind? If you want to see someone lose it, go check out his Twitter feed. That guy he lost the plot. In the quiet council, no one can hear you scream. That does not make me want to buy this comic. Of course, it is a #1, so it is $6. Woo, that's a lot of money. I have no faith that this will be interesting. I will review it because it's a #1 issue and I do a lot of X-Men stuff. But the behind-the-scene politics of Krakoa sounds pretty boring. X-Men Unlimited. I don't know why they're printing this. This story sucked. I don't care that Jonathan Hickman, one of my favorite writers, did it. Obviously, it came out on the Marvel Unlimited app first. Don't read this. It wasn't very good. So we are finally to the end of Ted Lives Des of Wolverine in March. The Ben Percy, Josh Quasera, big thing. $5. My goodness. Supposedly, this is going to be the dawning of a new day. At this point, I've even lost faith in Ben Percy. I don't think this will be good. I think the art will be good. But they're calling this Omega Wolverine. Don't even get me started. Do they call him that in the thing? Yes. What will remain of Omega Wolverine? It's like one of those ideas in your head that sounds good, and then when you do it, you're like, yeah, that's way dumber than I thought it would sound. Marauders #1, Steve Orlando, and Eleonora Carlini. New team, new villains, new mysteries, new things it is. $5 for a Steve Orlando comic book. Demon Days Blood Feud. So these comics have been fantastic from Peach Momoko. I'm not normally the biggest fan of her art. Obviously, she's more known for something like this, a cover art here. But her writing is really, really good, and it actually complements her style. And this will be the final chapter in this Demon Days saga. Yes, it is $5 that I've been making fun of other comic books, but this one's actually good. So, hey, if you deliver all the promise of the comic book and deliver the goods as far as the story, I'm willing to actually throw down $5 or something like this. Yeah, if you haven't been in this one, I think there's 4 other issues. I just think they've been really, really good. I think you'll enjoy it. Wolverine patch #1 of 5. If you had sold me on this like 3 years ago, I probably would have been down for the cause. But Larry Hama is just, he has not had, I think this is another one of those 90s comics, like 5-issue miniseries. Yeah, it's 5 issues. And it's taking place 30 years ago. So they're trying to recapture the magic of Larry Hama. I just don't think Larry Hama has any magic left. Peter David certainly has a lot of magic left. I imagine J.M. Dave Mateus is going to be good. I'm going to give Chris Claremont a shot. I don't know. We'll see. You'll hear from Doc on Sunday about that one. Captain Carter #1. What if Peggy Carter became the world's first super soldier? Well, I would say that we don't win the war. How's that? Without Steve Rodgers, all is lost. Oh, look, introducing Steve Rodgers as your lovable sidekick. Oh, the Hydra Stopper. You can't make this stuff up, man. Carnage #1. Ramby. I really like Ramby. I think the idea of Carnage looking for a new host is stupid. They're doing the exact same thing. They're doing this so often that it's, he kind of just did the same story with Swamp Thing. I'm going to check it out because I really like Ramby. We'll see how it goes. Venom Lethal Protector #1. This is going to be great. We got Michelini returning to Venom. I don't like him using the name Lethal Protector because it's not going to have anything to do with that miniseries. But this is another one of those series that's set 30 years ago. I'm really digging these for the most part. When they're done well, they're fantastic because you get it's a break from the BS continuity at Marvel Comics and how it's managed right now, which is awful. So when you get something like this or Maestro or Symbiote Spider-Man, it's really nice to just go and read a good comic book and not have to worry about all the crap that's surrounding it, like happens with the other books. Strange #1, the comic no one asked for. Of course, this won't last very long. They don't have it as a miniseries. Okay, there's no way we're getting to the Doctor Strange movie without Stephen Strange being the Sorcerer Supreme and in his own Strange comic book. So, spoilers. Punisher #1, the gelding of the Punisher, Frank Castle. They're removing his logo. They might as well remove his balls. They're taking his gun. Now there is every possibility that at the end it turns out he was swerving the hand, but the timing was terrible. $6 for a Jason Aaron Punisher comic where they change the logo and take his weapons away. I bet people would just be busting doors out at comic shops all over America to read that. I do think people will like this. What If Miles Morales #1? I'm not going to read it because it's not my thing, but I do think people will enjoy this. I think Cody Ziegler has made a good accounting of themselves on that Spider-Man Beyond series that he's been doing. But man, look at this, is a lot of $5 comic books. Now I imagine it's because we're at the top, but man, they are really driving it home. Iron Fist #2 of 5. We've got Not Danny Rand on the cover. At least that one's $4. Ghost Rider #2. This is definitely something I'm going to be reading. I do like Ben Percy. I just think whatever he had in the X-Men office, like it's gone. It feels like he's a shell of a writer at this point. That's why I'm really surprised they gave him that event book. Hey, who knows? Maybe the reason that his X-Force and Wolverine have sucked balls for the last, I don't know, 3 to 6 months, depending on the series, is because he's been putting all of his effort in this big event and he's really going to redeem himself. Either way, I still think he's a good writer and I'm going to read Ghost Rider. Definitely. Gwenverse. You couldn't pay me to pick this comic book up unless I roast it with Doc. Tim Seeley, the Mendoza line of comic books. Tim Seeley's as bad as you can be as a comic book writer in straight white male and still get work at the big two. And it feels like that bar is getting lowered every single month because Tim Seeley hasn't written a good comic book at Marvel or DC in a very long time. But the cans look good. I'll give him that. This is stupid. Just stupid. Savage Spider-Man #2. I don't know. Are people going to like the Gerardo Sandoval art instead of Chris Bacalo? I don't know. Joe Kelly's a great writer. No denying that. So this is the end of Spider-Man Beyond. They didn't really give a time frame when they set this thing up. I think, did it start in November? It's October or November. I think it was October. But this is the month that it's going to end. It's actually going to end up in March. So I imagine that we're getting a relaunch of Amazing Spider-Man in April with the new writer. Somebody put this out there. I don't think this is correct. But somebody said, what if it's Jonathan Hickman? I don't know. I don't think it's Jonathan Hickman, but what if it is? So this is the end of the Amazing Spider-Man Beyond stuff. So we should have Ben Reilly once and for all defeated by Peter Parker so he can take his own mantle back. Kelly Thompson, Sarah Pacelli. Was that Misty Knight? Looks like we got Misty Knight on here. Kelly Thompson, Sarah Pacelli. This thing has been better than it had any right to be. I'll give him that. This is .B. I hate the .B. This one's written by Saudin Ahmed, Zeb Wells, and Cody Ziegler. It's ridiculous. And the final issue will be Zeb Wells and Patrick Gleason. I don't think Jonathan Hickman is going to be writing Spider-Man, but I think there's a pretty damn good chance it's going to be Zeb Wells and Patrick Gleason, the two creators here. I really do think that. The big finale of Beyond, Spider-Man versus Spider-Man. You may surprise yourself with who you're rooting for. Don't miss the conclusion to one of the most surprising spider stories of the past decade. Here's the thing. You may surprise yourself who you're rooting for. No one's going to be rooting for Ben Reilly other than Yellow Flash. Everyone else is going to be rooting for Peter Parker. And that's just the way it goes. You could have, I don't know, Peter Parker decapitate Aunt May, and people are going to still side with him over Miles Morales, Ben Reilly, Spider-Gwen, Peter Parker, any of those stupid variation characters. And that's just the way it is. It's a true story. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. He needs his own name. And he needs a good writer. Saladin Ahmed he sucks. Is this part of Beyond? Maybe it is. Millions of Miles from Home. Maybe it's not. Venom #6. Pretty decent cover. Brian Hitch, Ram V. So this will be a Dylan Brock becoming the new Venom story. He and the Venom symbiote continue to learn to live together without Eddie. The Life Foundation has activated a deadly new operative named Spearhead. Hey, so this might be something that, if you're a speculator, you might need to get that if it's really the first appearance of a new operative named Spearhead. Might look into that. Ben Reilly, Spider-Man. I don't think Ben Reilly should be called Spider-Man. He should be called Scarlet Spider. But this is happening in continuity when Ben Reilly was Spider-Man, so I'll allow it. This is James DeMatteis, David Baldeón. Man, did David Baldeón get like one of the greatest upgrades ever? Wasn't he doing that Leah Williams X Factor series? Went from completely incompetent to borderline legendary writer. That's how you do it, folks. That's moving up in the world. This is something I'm absolutely going to read. I love these like out of continuity stories. I've talked about it a lot. So this is something I'll be in for. Silk number 3. Silk is cool in concept. At least she has her own name. I don't know. Should I give Silk another chance? Tell me in the comment section. Am I being a dipshit by not giving Silk their just due and going in and reading up on Silk and making sure that that isn't the character for me? If I'm being a dipshit, let me know. If I've made the right choice, let me know that too. I would appreciate it. Another facsimile edition. Oh, nice. Hobgoblin. Spider-Woman. Like, how many spider characters do we have? Okay, so this right here, and this is going to surprise you because I've been talking shit on these Black, White, and Blood, Black, White, and Red, all these stupid comic books that have been out there. DC's done it. Marvel have done it. Dynamite's done it. Everyone's done this concept. This is my lock of the month. Lock it up, folks. Elektra, Black, White, and Blood. I don't know the number of this issue. We're going to see it here in a second. But this is the one that I think is going to be worth all the monies in March 2022. And it is because of the creative team. We're getting a Peach Momoko, a Kevin Eastman, and an Annie Nocenti story. Now that is worth your $5. And you're going to get it illustrated by Peach Momoko and Kevin Eastman. I don't know who the artist will be for Annie Nocenti. Will it be one of the other two? I'm not really sure. I think this sounds cool. You've got essentially, if you want me to buy in on one of these stupid, anthology books, you're going to have to load it up for me. And this is them loading it up. When's the last time Annie Nocenti wrote anything at Marvel? It's been a while. So I'm all on this one. We got Elektra Nachos is the baddest assassin in the Marvel Universe, but some of Mighty Marveldom's best creators are going to challenge her. From 3 of comics' most prolific creators comes the most brutal, beautiful issue in Elektra's history. Hey, I'm buying it. I think that's probably what's going to happen. First, Marvel legend Annie Nocenti returns to Hell's Kitchen to tell an all-new tale pitting Elektra against the one and only Typhoid Mary. Then, Kevin Easton's fondness for the Marvel Universe is to stuff a legend. Hey, we do know that he is attached, in theory, the origin of TMNT, the Mutant Ninja Turtles, to Daredevil. He loves this stuff. Here he gets to turn Hell's Kitchen into his playground, and the results are as radical as you'd expect. Cowabunga, let's get pizza. That might be false advertising because that there tells me that at least at a minimum you're going to see Michelangelo in this comic book. Can he deliver? I don't know. And then Peach Momoko spins an all-new tale in the world of Demon Days. I've already told you I really like Demon Days, so I'll definitely be checking this one out. This is my lock of the month. I think this is going to be great. There's got to be a better cover, though, right? Nope, that's the one. If you like Peach Momoko covers, you're probably going to like this one. Buy that comic book. Devil's Raid 5 of 6. It looks like Wilson Fisk's run towards the White House has gotten quite brutal and bloody. He's killed everybody while running for president. This is a warning sign. Fisk's lackeys aren't scared of anything anymore, even him. And all of New York is left to pay the price. Oh, great. So Fisk is so incompetent that even his own lackeys, he couldn't maintain control of them. That doesn't sound good. I like that they didn't show you the cover of the finale. I imagine there must be some type of spoiler on it. Wilson Fisk hubris as mayor of New York has cast a city in the waiting arms of a cadre of dangerous and deadly supervillains. Worse still, Fisk's vendetta against the heroes who stood against him for so long has left the city defenseless. You may think you've heard a tale like this before, but there will be no last-minute bargains struck between Fisk and the heroes. No truce to stop the fighting and no mutual parting of ways, just blood, sweat, and tears. Trust us, true believers. You have no idea what's coming or the effect it will have on the Marvel Universe. It won't have any effect on the Marvel Universe, and we all know that. because they'll be on to the next event the next month, and there will be no time for any of this to take shape anywhere other than maybe Daredevil, and that's the disappointment in all this. I hate that they keep referencing Civil War, the similarities between this and Civil War. Let us forget that. You know what I'm saying? Devil's Raid Superior 4 finale here. Zach Thompson is a terrible writer. You couldn't pay me. Devil's Raid Villains for Hire number 3. Play with Cloud Chapman. He's okay. Like the stuff he did with Donny Cates when he's on Venom was fine. Devil's Raid Moon Knight. Jed McKay. Federico Sabatini, and it's probably going to be pretty good. I'll put my money on that one. Devil's Raid 3. This is just a stupid cover. Jerry Duggan and Phil Noto, so everyone will have really short legs and big heads. I'll be passed. Daredevil Woman Without Fear, also associated with Devil's Raid. Looks like Electra Nachos is fighting Kraven the Hunter. Excellent number 2. I just don't think anyone ever asked for this book, this follow-up to whatever X-Pun that they're following. I can't even remember the name right now. Sabretooth 2 of 5. I understand people are apprehensive about Victor LaValle. I liked most of his Eve series. I thought it dropped the ball big time on the landing. I really do like Sabretooth as a character. I'm going to check it out. You have to drive me away. X-Men number 9. See, when you see a cover like this looks great. Like, this feels like something that would have drawn me in. And then you see the name Jerry Duggan. You're like, oh, it's not even Jonathan Hickman. So they're taking all of his ideas and destroying them. The Quiet Council of Krakoa. The Great Ring of Araco. The Central Column of Orcus. 3 ruling bodies, all to make final decisions that will affect the people for years to come. And the X-Men are caught in the crossfires. All I'm saying is I'm rooting for Orcus. It's time for the Sentinels to do their damn job. Wipe these mutants out. X-Force Annual number 1. This was almost as embarrassing as the video of the book I talked about yesterday. Nadia Sheamus. So we do know that when you see a creator get a one-shot like this, that they're likely to get a new series moving forward. They're rebooting. They're about to reboot the X-Men line for this upcoming Destiny of X era, whatever, the second age of Krakoa. This almost guarantees Nadia Sheamus, who's absolutely insane. Go check out her Twitter profile or Twitter feed if you want to see something crazy. I will guarantee it. Write it down there, folks. This isn't a prediction. This is a spoiler. Nadia Sheamus will be writing an X-Men series very soon. Reckoning War, another event no one asked for because it's a Dan Slott Fantastic Four event that he's been working on for 15 years, but no one ever asked for it. Reckoning War, The Watchers. Trial of the Watcher. $5. Reckoning War. More Reckoning War. Brother against brother. Looks like Ben Grimm's going to snap Reed Richards like a twig. If you want to read a book, I say read this one. Hulk Grand Design. I haven't liked these as much as everyone else as far as X-Men Grand Design, Fantastic Four Grand Design. But people seem to like these. It kind of retells the story of the character. I think you'll like it. $6 is just a lot of money. This is going to be great. Maestro World War M. This is the third part, I guess, of what is a trilogy. The Maestro series is great. War and Pax is great. World War M, I imagine, will be even better. Herman Peralta. You're not going to have anything with Deo Keone anymore because I guess he did a live stream with Ethan Van Sciver or something. Maybe he did a cover with him. Maestro World War M number 2. The Maestro is out for revenge. Yeah, this thing has been bulletproof. Hulk number 5. We'll see what happens with this. I'm still apprehensive. Obviously, we've got some weird, enormous version of Spider-Man Hulk in Smastronaut number 5, 6. These John Boy Myers covers are like almost guaranteed to be just lights out. I'm not going to look for it, but I guarantee it's going to be good. Avengers 54. Jason Aaron is still on the book. Avengers Forever. I told you. Those are Thor's 3 daughters that have replaced him. Look at those forearms in that chick. She would destroy all of us in arm wrestling. Just putting it out there. Captain America and Iron Man. This thing is really boring. I guess Derek Laney is just trying to get over this new villain, Veronica Eden. I guess that's what I got for the first issue. So if you want to waste your money, there are worse places to waste it than this right here. It's boring, but it's perfectly inoffensive. Women of Marvel #1. You know what I'm looking forward to? The Men of Marvel #1. That thing's going to be dope. So we've got Storm, we got Black Cat, Jubilee in America, and we've got Wasp. Look at the writing talent on here, or lack thereof. Charlie Jane Anders. Well, Mir Gandolfo, okay. One good writer. Jordi Belair, not too bad. Rihanna Pratchett, Preeti Chibber, and more. Ooh, more. I'm just champing at the bit. $6 for a comic book you know that they're going to destroy some characters in. I think I'll pass. She-Hulk #3. I'm going to give this one a shot. This is the version of She-Hulk that I like. If Marvel Comics are going to listen to the fans, we gotta show them that we support it. Even if they put a no-name writer like Rainbow Rowell, who's been basically suffering on Runaways for 3 or 4 years, you got to check it out. Dark Ages #66. I don't really support Tom Taylor unless I'm forced to, and I was not forced to read this book, although I'm told it is very good. I do like Ivan Coelho. He's a very good artist. Eternals #10. There's supposed to be some stupid crossover versus the Avengers. The Eternals are on a pilgrimage together. Well, it depends on who you ask. It's not so much a pilgrimage. Breaking and entering Avengers Mountain. What about the Avengers? Whatever. Were you looking for the Avengers Eternals crossover? I wasn't. I like the idea, but Eternals is bad. Silver Surfer Rebirth #3. This is another one of those throwback 90s series. If it wasn't Ron Mars, I would read it because it's right in my wheelhouse. I like Ron Lim, but Ron Mars, I know he was on Purchase Channel and everything, but he's such a dick. Such a prick. Iron Man 18. Christopher can't write well. He took one of the Marvel characters and turned him into a god. Never seen that before. Moon Knight. This is the best ongoing at Marvel Comics at the moment. Every issue has been very good. Jed McKay, Alessandro Cappuccio. This guy is bringing the heat, and this guy ain't far behind. If you're looking for a series that will not let you down, and the good thing is Moon Knight, for the most part, it's not really tying in all the other continuity, so you can take a little siesta and just enjoy the series and not have to worry about the crap everywhere else. I suggest it. Black Panther's Legends, I've heard nothing but terrible things about this book. Hawkeye Kate Bishop, I reviewed the first issue. It was awful. They really need to take some lessons from the MCU Kate Bishop. That character was good. Black Panther, this was like the debut issue from John Ridley, who I normally don't like, was actually quite good. The art by Juan Cabal was good as well. And of course, you got covers by Alex Ross. So if you're looking for a Black Panther series, like the start was good. I don't know if he's going to deliver on it, but it was good. I got to admit it. I'm going to keep reading it. Miss Marvel Beyond the Limit? Nah. The Thing, I've heard, this was something I was interested in, but I've heard it's really, really bad from Walter Mosley. I heard it's really strange. Shang-Chi, I'm sure it's okay. Gene Yang's actually a good writer. I feel bad for him that he can only do Asian characters in Superman. Black Widow. I think carving stuff into your back is weird. Captain Marvel. Shocked this thing got past 20 issues, but Kelly Thompson apparently has dropped a rocket pack to the back of Captain Marvel and got her saying, Thor 23, is this the one? God of Hammers Part 5. They're also going to do a Thor Hulk crossover the next month that I'm really excited about, but this God of Hammer story has started out really good. Love the art by Nick Klein, Donny Cates. It's been really solid. Strange Academy is the second best ongoing series at Marvel. This thing has been great. Really, really enjoy this one. Scotty Young, Umberto Ramos, leveling up their game, in my opinion. We still got Gaslamp. All right, it's going to be good. The Marvels #9, Kurt Busiek. And the same thing with Ron Mars. This is something I would like to read or would support, but the guy is such an unbearable prick. There's nothing I can do about it. Alien #10, Philip Kennedy Johnson. Still Salvador Roca. That's disappointing. I've been reading this one. It's perfectly fine. King Conan is a book that I'm going to read, but I'm not happy about it because it is Jason Aaron. But maybe in 6 issues he can't get in his own way and destroy it. Mahmoud Asrar is a great artist. We're in the Star Wars book, Crimson Reign. I tried to read the first issue. I could not. This is the book. I have high hopes for this. I love Han. I love Chewie. I'm glad. I don't think they're going back to like the solo movie era. Mark Guggenheim's fine. David Messina should be good. Is it odd still frozen in carbonite? Yes, but you can't keep a good smuggler down. Said a few years before episode 4, A New Hope, Han, his partner Chewie, and Greedo embark on the first heist for Jabba the Hutt. It's supposed to be an easy job. What could possibly go wrong? I'm going to give it a shot. I have hopes. $5 is ridiculous, but I'm going to give it a shot. I don't like this cover. I don't like that cover, but I do like this one. Obviously, it's an homage to the movies. Star Wars Halcyon Legacy. I don't know. I guess it's based on a ride or something. Star Wars. I mean, that's a great cover. You know, Chewie taking fire with his crossbow, but I just couldn't do it. Star Wars Dr. Aphra. Nah. This is probably the best Star Wars book to come out of this new era. It's Bounty Hunters. Ethan Sachs. They've been to a few artists at this point, but if you're looking for a good Star Wars book and you can't find one, this is probably the one for you. We got Darth Vader 21. So disappointing. I just whatever. That's the Marvel Solicitations for March 2022. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see y'all later.